There's a very specific woman who is really, really good at healing. The one who has done the therapy, maybe more than one therapist, maybe for many years, who has read the books and highlighted the right passages and cried in the right places, who knows her attachment style, her nervous system responses, her childhood wounds, and all her patterns, who can identify with a trauma response before it's even finished happening. The woman who is, by every measure, one of the most self-aware people who walk into any room. Okay, and this could be you. And it could be a way of you hiding. Stay with me here. Now let me explain. Here's how it happens. It doesn't happen all at once. It happens in stages. So gradually that you don't even notice the shift until you're already in it. It starts as necessary. When you first step into healing, it is the most important thing you can do. Everything else can wait. The inner child work needs to be the priority, and it should be. You're right to go all in. But then it becomes a community. You find your people, the women who speak the same language, who understand the nervous system talk, who don't look blank when you mention attachment theory, who get it without you having to explain yourself. And for a lot of us, that's the first time in our lives we felt genuinely understood, right? That community becomes everything. Then it becomes a personality. I'm someone who does the work. It feels like an identity to be proud of, and it is. But quietly, without realizing it, it starts to become the main way you define yourself. Not what you're building, not where you're going, but the fact that you're healing. That becomes who you are. And then it becomes a reason to stay still. And every time you get close to moving forward, building something, taking a risk, stepping into a new version of yourself, there is a new layer to work through, a new thing to process, another block to clear before it's time. And it sounds completely legitimate, right? Because it always does. Here's the thing. Healing identity gives you two things that are incredibly hard to let go of. A community that accepts you exactly as you are right now, wounded, processing, in progress, and a reason that sounds completely legitimate for not moving yet. And that's a very human thing, to finally feel safe after a long time of not being safe, but it's a trap. I know this because I lived it, right? There was a point where I had genuinely done the work, all the things, and yet there I was, still standing in exactly the same place I'd been 2 years before. Every time I got close to something new, every time the next chapter started to take shape, I found something else to process first. Another layer. Another reason it wasn't quite the right time. I'd convinced myself it was my due diligence. It felt like being responsible, and it also felt like exactly the right thing to do. And then one day, someone very kindly told me it was time to move on. I realized I got very comfortable somewhere along the way, and some may say addicted, to the feeling of being in progress. How do you know you're still in the work, or whether healing has become your hiding place? Okay, here's the 3 signals. 1, you've been in progress for longer than you can honestly explain. There's always one more thing to understand. The goalpost keeps shifting. Every time you get close to the finish line moves. And if you can't point to a specific thing you're actually working on or working through right now, then healing has just become the general state you live in. Number 2, everyone in your close circle is in the healing phase too. So look around. Is there anyone in your life who is building right now, who has come out the other side and is actively creating something new? Or is your entire community or network still unpacking? That's not a coincidence. We surround ourselves with people who reflect back who we are. If everyone around you is in the work, it makes it very easy to stay there too, right? Number 3, the thought of leaving healing behind feels like a loss. Not just unfamiliar and not just uncomfortable, actually quite sad, like you'd be abandoning something that matters to you, like you'd lose your people, like you wouldn't know who you were without it. And that's the identity talking, and it's worth taking notice of, because healing was never supposed to be who you are. It was supposed to be something you did so you could become someone new. The destination was always about emerging. You were always supposed to leave that space. You don't have to pretend none of it happened or that it didn't matter, because it matters hugely, right? And it will always be part of your story. But there is a difference between honouring your healing and hiding inside it. And only you know which one is true right now. This is what the emerge phase is, the moment where the healing has done its job and the question shifts from what do I need to understand to what do I need to build. So here's what I want to know from you. Has healing ever started to feel more like an identity than a season? You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't even have to have a full answer. Just drop it in the comments below, because I'd really love to hear your thoughts.